Yes, I am back. I'm still with a little bit of a cough, but I'm feeling much better. So I decided that I was going to stick with the plan that I'm going to stream as usual starting this week. The stream times might be a little shorter than usual because, again, I still have my cough. I'm still taking medication, so I don't want to aggravate it any more than super necessary. But I feel badly about not streaming. I miss it, and so I'd like to do some today. As you can see, we're on the PTR today. So if you don't want any spoilers, I suggest you get out of the room now because that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be taking a look at some of the new decor that is going to be available when WildStar's Winterfest hits live. I haven't really noticed too much in the shop, at least the last time I looked. They may have added something since I checked, which has been several days, but we're just going to go over the things that I'm aware of. If I find out later that they added some other things, then I'll come back again. Hey Bones, welcome to the show. Anyway, most of the stuff that I've come across have been items that you purchase using the event currency, which, like for Shades Eve it was Shade Silver. For Winterfest it's Proto Coin, and you can see I've only got 5. Well, you can't see because it's all blocked, but let's see, there we go. I only have 5 because I just finished spending what little bit I'd collected. I've only done the instance once, and I've done the dailies twice, I think, so I didn't really get a lot, but I got a few things. But we are going to visit a couple of houses that have some of the new stuff out that I don't have, like the Fab Kit. And then we're going to do some bonus tours just for the heck of it. I think it's people that I normally don't have access to. It's NA players. If not, then my bad, but I'm pretty sure at least one of them is the case. And I thought their plots were interesting, so we're just going to take a look. Winterfest, again, it's pretty similar to Shades Eve as far as you have a pool of dailies, and each day they kind of randomize as to which ones you get. I'm not going to spoil, like what they are and how they work, but for those of you that like to plan ahead as far as like items that you want to use in your decorations, especially since they had the Shades Eve Haunted House contest. A lot of people are anticipating that they're going to be doing a Winterfest plot competition as well. So now I've seen a lot of people pre-planning on making winter-themed plots. And with Winterfest is coming a lot of fantastic decor that will be very helpful in pulling that off, more so than what we already have, because like our string colored lights that we have now, they don't blink or anything, they don't move, they're just kind of like, they look like chemistry vials kind of thing. I wish they were kind of situated on the string a little differently, and then we could maybe fake it in that we have a chemistry set. But anyway, so I've laid out a few things that I managed to get. Again, I just did the instance once, and I did the dailies twice, and not even all of them. I think there's like 2 dailies that I haven't done because I didn't do the caroling one that requires you to go, like the Shades Eve had you go to various plots to collect candy, and each plot had a different type of candy. Well, apparently each plot now will have a microphone that you go and carol with. It's not currently interactable, but when you're on the quest, it does. You get to click it, and you kind of like do a little la 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 kind of singing stuff. And but I didn't finish that quest, though. There's 2 times that I didn't do that, and just a couple of days of just a few of the daily quests, and I was able to get all of this stuff. So that shows you just how easily you're going to be able to attain quite a bit of stuff. So if you're looking to, hey Warseas, if you're looking to plan ahead as far as what things you think you might want to use, I prefer to go aim for things that I know that I could probably use outside of the season that it's specified for, like the gates. Those look like they'll be really good for transferring to, any time of the year that you could use them. Just like the gifts, while these two kind of lend themselves more to a Christmassy type theme, this one here looks like it'd be for any occasion, a birthday, a wedding, whatever kind of setup you want to get. So definitely going to be getting a few extras of those as compared to these. But maybe if you just want the bow to show, then you could like get a couple of these and sink it down and just have the bow showing, that kind of thing. Um, but as you can see, this is one of the new tree stands. I was hoping it was animated. The hover one appears to be. That is kind of like hovering and kind of floaty. Hey, Maddie. Yeah, Bones, I had trouble with that too. But thankfully, a lot of people were pretty helpful in that they created little lists um, uh, to be able to facilitate getting through the list faster, getting your collection of your candies. And I'm sure the same will be when the caroling microphones is at. Well, I'm glad you could catch it, Orsies. Usually I stream a little earlier, but I had a lot of stuff I was doing this morning, and I just kind of only got to it now. So, but this is one of the new tree stands. I guess it's meant for like for displays of maybe the gifts. You could use it, shrink it down, and use it as a display for different kinds of foods and candies. Um, who knows what people will use it for? Enlarge it, and then they have actual uh, little cities, stairways going from each little section and all that kind of thing. There's all sorts of things that you could probably do with this. The string lights, there's several varieties. Um, they got like the poor man's version, and then like the really fancy types. Excuse me. Again, I'm still hacking away, so. But this one looks like it's looks like little credit cards that have been used up, or they've seen better days, and so it's like a string of credit cards or ID cards. I don't know. And these are like little flying saucers. They have a. It's not exactly. I can't tell if they're glowing or if it's just the shadow or something, but it's just this one that does it really bright. This one kinda really hard to tell if they're actually blinking because it's not very vivid. And this one is little, not dollar signs, but the little in coin signs for money. And then this one is kind of a combination of the top two. It's the little flying saucers and like little ID cards or something. Interesting little string lights. Again, they don't really blink a lot. I really wish if you know the trophy case, I think it is, or the shelf with this, it's stuffed full of scrolls and books and things, and it's got that Chupacabra head on the front, and it's got those colored lights, and the colored lights actually blink. I wish all of them actually did that. Yeah, that's probably true too. Gift cards, phones, gift cards, or something. I don't know. The big plushie is the Gigomi Gaffo. He's a pretty comical looking thing with a beard and a big old belly button. And then, of course, the three different types of gifts. There's actually stockings and another, like I said, there's another tree stand and stuff. We may stop by at the Shindig Hollow, and I'll go through the preview on the vendor, but these are some of them up close. I noticed that as the bigger you make it, the more pixel the pictures become. So it's a little yucky when you really enlarge it pretty big. But like I said, if somebody wants to just kind of sink that in, it's nice and flat, so you could sink that in and just have the bow showing, you know, if you want to make a different kind of a package or something. But it's got the little gears on it and everything. I really like this one the most, though. This one's okay. It's got the Papa Phineas head on the top, but it's kind of weird looking too. I guess it's like a hat box or something. And then lastly, I got the Winterfest gate. Um, for anyone that's looking to open up a barber shop, um, yeah, the WellStock Trophy Cabinet. Thank you, 4Cs. I'm really bad at names. But anyone that wants to open up a barbershop, they do have just these parts separately, the fence posts. Um, so that will be ideal for anyone that's got towns that wants to open a hair shop or something. These would be perfect for that. Because that's what I associate it with. It's like a barbershop thing. I know it's supposed to be kind of like candy cane, but yeah, the little green head is a little weird. You'll see some really weird stuff here shortly. But like I said, that's a couple of days worth of dailies and one instance run. I can't remember what exactly. I think when I looted the little box that you get at the end, it was empty. I don't know if that was a bug or what. I bugged it, but I assume that's not meant to be either that or I really did so poorly in the instance that it says you don't get no loot. But yeah, that's true. That's true. Actually, I want to see. That's one of the reasons why I like to come. You know, a lot of people go, "Oh, you're spoiling it for yourself, and it's no fun and everything." Well, I'm not really paying attention to what they're talking about. Mostly, I'm just interested in what it looks like, so that I can see, you know, would I want to use that for something else. That'd make a good like tabletop or countertop, even with the gears on the corners. It's not too bad. But I'm always interested to know if there's anything that I can use. Like the string lights, they're pretty situational. There's not going to be too much you're going to be able to use those for beyond what they're meant for. Um, but like the boxes and the fence posts, not the gate, but the fence posts, uh, even this, the tree stand, and of course the plushie you gotta have regardless. There's a lot of other things that they could probably be used for. I'd love to have this just by itself, that little bitty, it'd make a cool little like carnival tent top. It's one of those things you wish you could just kind of snip off and use it by itself. I just noticed this one kind of glows too. It's all very pretty, nice, and got the little Protostar emblem on the front. It's cute. Okay, so we're going to visit a couple of other homes. Um, let's see if I can just, we'll just, Dust Moose is always good about picking up some stuff early, so. So he's got the new sky option. He previewed this on YouTube, but it's still pretty crazy just to see up close. That's a little questionable there. But it's basically like you're getting like, you know, spam adverts and things, but it's all Protostar related. It's really goofy. Not a sky I will probably get. It's funny, but you know, I think it would be annoying after a while, and it only fits a very limited kind of. I don't know. I guess it's like a porn site or something. Like I said, it's one of those. You know, you don't want to go to that one. What I would have loved if they had added all of these as actual signs, which they do have some. There are some signs which I will probably be trying to get. Anyway, this is the another version of the caroling microphone. Mine was, I think it had blue colored stuff or something with a different color ribbon. And this one comes with different ribbons as well, but it's red. This is the vent feeder. I thought it was animated, but apparently not. I could have sworn this wiggled or something, but on the preview from the shop, but it doesn't. But you know, you could use this for someone that's been looking for some speakers that can't afford the really rare ones that cost like several plat right now. Um, this would work as a good speaker kind of thing, I think. You know, just like use those, can you know, pretend those are the speakers. Maybe insert some red moon vents to kind of give it that little speaker face or something. I think that would work. In fact, I will probably use that myself. And then they've also got the new, what's it called? WildStar Snowfield Fab Kit. I have not tried it. I kind of don't want to try it because I like doing some of that just on my own. But, whoops, I just kind of like melted into the snow there. But I think the idea is that you have to collect, obviously, the little snow piles or something, or blow them away or whatever. This item itself is actually purchasable. I think it's called Snowblow something, Snowblow-matic or whatever. Again, something like this I probably wouldn't get because one, it's one of those that makes a lot of noise, and two, it's just kind of, I don't know, I don't think I would use it myself or anything. It's got a lot of bits and pieces that you wouldn't want showing, and I don't know. The little mechanic here with the snow coming out is cool, but it's not really usable per se because this rotates. If it was stationary and just had that little spout of snow coming out, then that would definitely be useful for like for like a shower or something, a snow shower or something. But because it rotates, I don't think that would be very handy. Honestly, I don't know. I would assume so, but if we come across one, then I'll be sure and mention if it's animated as well. But I think so. I think the preview shows it as that. Yeah, Minnie, I really don't think I will even consider buying it. It's I think it's 50 proto coins to purchase it, and that's just I can spend that on something else that I would use more regularly. Okay, so the next one will be um, I hope I wrote the name down right. My handwriting this morning is really, really bad. Here we go. Now, talk about creepy. How creepy is that thing? Like a jiggly getting busy with the dancing. Guess if you get in a club or something. But this is the preposterous pulsating Papa Phineas. It's just wrong. You might get one and people find some interesting way to use it, but I think it's one of those, again, it's kind of situational. And then this is the, what's it called? The snow clone, Papa Phineas snow clone, I think. This, I don't know what it looks like on the bottom, but that's definitely a usable snow kind of thing if you're trying to work with making little mounds and stuff. I had seen some people data mine some bits about snowballs, but I have yet to see where those might be located. If maybe it's one of those drops only from the instance kind of thing. I don't know. But even got a little beard there. But definitely something, maybe you want to redress it or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird looking. Again, it's one of those things that you might find a use for the bow only or something and kind of position it just so and whatever. Look at that nose. Really big. So that's a couple of the extra items. And then they've got it's just the one fab kit that I've seen. Supposedly we've got we'll be getting another fab kit that provides an extra room, but I haven't seen it on the shop or anything. So that's pretty much it for the Winterfest stuff. I don't really want to spoil too much. I guess we can go to yeah, let's go to Shindig Hollow, and we'll look at some of just the decorations that are out there. I can point out those that we'll be able to purchase. I think I'm in Shindig Hollow. I forgot where I logged out. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's a very pointed pillar there. I guess you could get a bunch of them and line them up and make icicles along the edge of your house. But man, that would be a lot of proto coin to spend on that, because I think he's 20 or 30 proto coins for him. Wow, it's taken a long time. At least it didn't crash on me. Sometimes when I'm zoning in from one place to another, it crashes. So here's an example of the fencing that you can get. I find it funny that there's this floating up in the air here. Whoever put this in didn't check the gravity there. But I think this will be a really good piece to pick up multiples of, because while they brought it in for Winterfest, clearly it's not just Winterfest fodder. I mean, you could use it for all sorts of trimmings, for the tops of, I don't know, just all kinds of trimmings for, you could make a special decorative fence. You could add in, I mean, this would be good for an Oran kind of feel. Maybe make it, enlarge it and use this as like a couple of the doors. Maybe the, what's it called? The datascape window could work in some of these. Maybe it might be the same shape, I don't know. But definitely I'm going to be grabbing me as many of these as I can get a hold of. Another item that's out in the world is, I think it's this one, a little, I don't know, cardboard cutout kind of thing. Again, it's one of those things, I don't know how you would use it otherwise. Got some strange, like little cardboard shape here. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if anybody can come up with, alternative uses for these kind of things. Let's see. Let me go to the... I like her hair bows there. Go to the vendor and we'll see what else we got here. So we saw the gift packages. Same things. Here it looks really nice and clean, but if you enlarge it, it's gonna really pixelate pretty bad. 'Cause in the pixelated version, you can't even tell that the gears are different colors. Yeah, exactly, Bones, like a gazebo. Maybe you could stick two of them together and make some kind of lattice for roses or something. There'd be all sorts of interesting things. This is my favorite of the three, though, just because it doesn't necessarily have to be Winterfest related. The coal-filled stocking. Finally, some red stuff, but again, with it being so lumpy, I don't know if it's going to be very handy. A gift-filled one with gears socks. Oh well, I guess we should be happy that it's, you know, more fabrics and stuff. Those are the lights. Lights, the profitable warranted fancy gift bags. These are interesting. I don't know how that's gonna be. Nice edging and stuff. Maybe you can find some use for the top of a castle or something. Yeah. Well, what would be fun is maybe if they had closed ones and then open ones too, where you could like insert, you know, gifts, that kind of thing. That would be fun. Another stocking, but this one is empty, so then you can fill it with whatever you want. Put it on your mannequin to make him look like he's wearing stockings. I don't know. And there's the fence. This almost looks like it's made out of chocolate itself. And then you have another gift bag. An ugly purple bag with gold trimming. These would make good handles for a lot of things. The only thing is they're like paper thin. Look at that, they disappear. That's unfortunate. But, you know. Yeah, the stockings, they're supposed to be, you know, hung from the open hearth kind of thing. Here's the gate post I was talking about. Perfect for a barbershop. You know, turn it upside down if you don't want the top being shown or something, or just cover that up with something else. It'd work really good, in my opinion. I don't know. I didn't think to grab one, so I can't really tell if they are or not. I almost want to say they probably aren't, but I don't know. It's like I said, I hate the viewers because you can't like fully rotate them. You can only do it on the one axis. His glasses change color when you turn it. Here's a little lamp. It's one of those flying saucer thingies. I'm sure people will find things to do with that little disc. Make it look like a gold balloon if you make it big enough. The wreaths are really pretty. This one's my favorite of the two. A lot better than the wreath I was able to make, but because you got the little holly bits and Christmas balls and stuff, and the ribbons. Then you have the gold version. Very proto-star with the gold and blue. Well, you know, it's interesting to know because, like I said, it's one of those things that you can plan ahead. Here's one of the signs. I like that it's mirrored image on the other side, so if you had two of them, they could be facing different directions. Little candy cane thing, but paper thin. Look at that. It's like it disappears. So it'll be something that, you know, it's not like you're going to be able to sink parts of it in very easily. You have to be very careful about what you put it up against. It'll have to be a flat wall. It can't be a curved wall kind of thing because it just won't work. Here's another little banner. It's, again, paper thin, but it's bowed. And this one's nice because it's different images on each side, so you could get the, you know, a couple of them and not have to have the same image showing. This one's got gift bags and candy canes, and then this one's got the Protostar guy on a, looks like a snowboard. And this is just an emblem. I thought it was a little snowmobile or something, but I don't know. I guess it's like a little button thing. Kind of like a helmet. It looks like shoulder pads. You know, if somebody's wanting to build a little mecha bot or something, that look like shoulder pads for it. Or a biker's helmet. It could be the part of the body of a bike. I don't know what it looks like underneath. I imagine it's probably a solid blue, but you never can tell because some of these things have weird stripes and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what it is. Here's a little snow globe. I find it funny that they left the little snowman kind of bare. You could probably insert the little cowboy hat onto his head, give him some little sticks, you know, get some of those corrupted or bare withered trees and give him some arms, put a little bow tie or something for his unfortunately it doesn't look like, I don't know, you might be able to get away with if you really enlarge it super big and just use the top portion of the dome to make it a snow globe house, maybe? I don't know. Kind of weird. Yeah, here's the cardboard cutout. It's, I'll get myself one, but I don't know how you might can use that for something else. Just looks weird. Here's just a single hanging card. I know a lot of people will probably be using that for other things. The only unfortunate thing is it does move, so it's not like you could have the card laying on the table and have it stationary. It's going to wiggle a bit, so keep that in mind if you're thinking about using that for that purpose. Just one of those. Again, I figure someone could use it as like it's a balloon string or something. There's the gate. Some more posters. Just mirror image. Got a little Jabbit and the happy couple with their new house. And then another one with Phineas on there. Mirror image. A little tattered on the edges there. You know, maybe you could find a clever way of covering up the wreath if you don't want it to be Christmassy the whole time. Be able to use the sign, but find some way to cover that up, that part. It'll make it look like he's holding something else. Another one. This one, it looks just like the one earlier. I don't know if they mistakenly didn't mirror the first image that had the gift packages and the candy canes above it. But this is that same snowboarder, but then now it's on both sides. I don't know if that was a mistake on their part, but we won't tell them. Then you got the Nutomizer, which is a little creepy. Fortunately, I can't get too far in. But, you know, there may be other uses you could use for this. I like the hose part. Even the little cone head could be used for something interesting, maybe. Here we got the unanimated, non-animated tree shelf. The one that's on my plot. Here we have a turret decorated. It moves. It's got Phineas's brain for power, I guess. It's kind of gross with the lumps and stuff. Then we got the fireplace, which is interesting. A lot of metal for someone that's looking for metalworks. Got like a little rotating thingamabob there. I don't know what that is. Candy cane log or something. Yeah, my grandma used to have one, and it just looked like a little evil doll. There's the snow clone, whoops, which we saw. Another sign. This one moves, and it's one of those, kind of like the ones you see in Mulgrave. It's the same image as one of the posters as well, which is unfortunate. It would have been nice if they'd given us a different image, but oh well. Then you got the hovering tree shelf. Now this, again, it doesn't look like it moves per se, but it does have changing color of lights. And it's got the, you know, the understanding that it would be hovering above the ground, I guess. A cute little tree, I think. Well, that answers your question earlier. It does have that effect. But again, it rotates, so I don't know how handy that will be. I guess it depends on what you're going to be using it for. Yep, got little snow. I don't know, maybe make it really big and like cover the whole plot with snow. I don't know how that would work. I mean, we already have a snow sky. The only thing I hate about it is, even if I wanted to use it with the custom built house, it just goes straight through the wall, so it doesn't make sense to have it. Here's the vent feeder that we saw. The Giggle Me Gaffo. Little plushie. Oh, cute. And of course the gyrating, ridiculous looking thing. And of course the fab kit, which does a preview on here. So that is that. That's all of the housing goodies as far as from the vendor. Now there may be specific items that drop only in the instance, but like I said, I've only run it once, and the one time that I did run it, I got the loot bag, but when I opened it, there wasn't anything in it. So I don't know if that had more to do with my poor performance in the instance itself, or it was just a bug or what. But anyway, so that's it for the Winterfest stuff. So now we're going to go to a couple of homes that I thought you guys might enjoy looking at. Like I said, I believe these are NA houses. I know for sure the one is. This one I'm not sure about. If it's not, then we'll visit it again later on EU. But I'm pretty sure it's not, because I'm kind of pride myself on trying to find a lot of these houses on EU side, and I've not seen this one yet, so I kind of suspect it's not one of ours. So this is kind of like a little Western theme. It's called Shady Creek by Anna Dewitt. And so here you have a little graveyard. And I guess this is the undertaker's place. He's got the coffin sitting out. I guess they treat you, and if they don't manage to save you, then they have the coffins to put you in and bury you. Yeah, Maddie, the way I understand it, it's going to be another, but it's going to be like Protostar themed, a little extra fab kit that has an extra room inside it, kind of like the haunted house one that we have. But I haven't seen it on the shop or on the remodel options or anything. Of course, I haven't really fully checked today. This was a couple of days ago that I come onto the PTR for the first time, and I didn't spot it. But there were several things that was data mined that I hadn't seen, so it could be that they just want to keep some of it kind of surprised. I don't know. Well, listen to those noisy lops. You can hear them. One thing I wanted to mention, though, is the building construction. I love, when you see inside there, there's a little house in there. And it's like the little grates, what do you call them? The gutters, the split gutter that they're using for this. I don't know how they're doing this little inset though. I think that's adorable. And then I think it's curved pieces from like the exile walls, the arches, the floors. Get the rest of it. I think that's a cylinder or something, I'm not sure. Let's go inside here. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Wow, he's having a ball inside that little boiling pot of goop. I don't know if this is supposed to be a cook, witch doctor's place, I don't know. Kind of weird. Oh man, can I not get through there? There we go. I like the dancers, the animation that comes with them, but the noise, oh my gosh, they're so noisy. Let's see if I can get off in here. Apparently, I'm not. Let's see. How do you get up there? I'm determined to see if I can make it. Didn't look like it. It's still pretty interesting how they did it. Because it looks like it would be like you couldn't get in there because that looks solid across the way. I don't know how that's done. Maybe that's a part I've never noticed that actually comes that way. I don't know. Now, avert your eyes if you don't like this exonite stuff. This is a very bright little section. The only reason I really don't use this material because it's so bright and painful to look at. But this looks like an old abandoned church that's been overgrown with the exonite tree. It's almost like hard to look at right now. Seems a little out of place on this kind of plot, but maybe they just wanted to experiment with it. So here we have, like, looks like a weapon shop, maybe general store. You know, they got like little bits and pieces. Oh, is it part of the gutter? I never even noticed that. See, even after all this time that we've been doing this building stuff, there's still things I learn. But that's the clever use of that particular item. I've not seen that used that way as a little house top. Simple bedroom. Probably the shopkeeper's place. Let's see. Not sure what this gate's supposed to lead to. Maybe it's in anticipation of, you know, when we get our houses hooked up together. That's a fab kit. What do we got here? Washing sinks. Must be the outhouse. Pardon me. So sorry. Hear those noisy locks. Man, they're loud. What western town is complete without the gallows? I've seen like 4 of these in the last couple weeks, and every one of them is different. I so love that about housing, that, you know, even if someone has the same idea as you, the way they build it is almost guaranteed to be completely different from your own. I mean, it's the general idea, but the way you construct it is always unique to your own. I mean, some of them have had, you know, the little hatch built in. Others had really fancy looking beams up top. This one works. This is doable. Let's see, what's this? Must be the sheriff's department, because it looks like a little prison area. Guess they expect a lot of troublemakers in this town. Okay, what's this one? I like the construction of these, using the boardwalk, the new boardwalks as the roofing and stuff. It's a good way of doing it. Even got the supports. A lot of people forget that. And the indication that that's a sliding door. One of these days we'll get that. I noticed in the Winterfest instance, they have an actual elevator. It's basically just a platform that gets pushed up and drops back down. If they could give that to us as a decor piece, that would be awesome. I know a lot of people that would really love if they did that. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Like a hangout, club, secret office? I don't know. Guess he didn't like that picture hanging on the wall. Some kind of ruffian's hideout or something, because it's got this guard there. Makes you wonder. And I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. I guess it's supposed to be target practice, and you got all these different bits that you can shoot at. You got skeet and lop and little plushies and stuff. Interesting way of mushing it all together. See what else we got over here. A couple of ships. Nice way of doing that right on the corner there. again, I like the way that they've got like various building differences. You know, got the round one here, this one with the flat kind of approach, this one with the little covered porch area. Coming to places like this is great to get inspiration as far as when you're trying to put a building together and you're not quite sure how you want to do it. This gives you some good ideas. Okay, this looks like it's the bank. There's the bank guards and then the tellers. Nice use of the marauder netting as screens. Even using that curve as the way to leave the gap open for them. Look at the bank vault. That's good. I think that's the marauder digital netting or something. Got the granite vault hatch thing as the handle. Probably I would have made that bigger and made it all the way this size. But I like it looks protected, but you can still see what's inside there. That's a good bank. Okay, what's next? Not sure what this is. Okay, it looks like where you get your weapons. So he's got all sorts of weapons on display, and what the... One way to show off all your outfits. Again, little construction, you know, planning out how you have the windows, where they are, what they look out onto. I'm always curious too about where they're sitting on their decor limit as well. Because there's so many details that they include, like the people that they populated with. Look, and there's one up inside there. Standing in line for tacos, face tacos. But I'm always curious to know how far they've extended their decor limit, because I'm sure for something as grand as this as a town, that's going to use up a lot just for all of the buildings. Because the build I'm currently working on is a building structure, and I've eaten so much decor just getting the building, I haven't even touched decorating it, so a little worried, but we're going to see how it turns out. Yes, this is the bar. Notice they're using the orange gate for the swinging doors. Wow, this is like really big. It's a really nice setup. It's big, but it feels really nice and tight and cozy. Not sure what's with all the smoke coming from the floor though. I guess it's supposed to give it that atmosphere that there's a lot of like cigars or something maybe smoking. A lot of curtains for his little stage. I probably would have raised these up a little bit so you can see his head better. That's a really big cupcake. Let's see, let's go in here first. Okay, so this leads to outside. And I know there's a way down there, but we're going to go up first. Wow, how big is this place? This is a really big place. This is all the different little rooms. Like someone snuck out of the window. You hear those lop outside. Wow, they're so loud. This one looks more for an Orin. Come out onto the balcony, get a good shot. Good view of the town. A lot of buildings, a lot of variety too. It's really like about these kind of builds. They are a smorgasbord of ideas. I mean, even if you don't use all of the ideas, just some of them is clever. I mean, look how they took that basic bookshelf and they added that little doodad there and then kind of, you know, customized it. Okay, that led nowhere. Well, let's go back down. Wow, this is a really fancy kitchen. Island. Notice they used the cheese wedge that comes on the block and they just turned it over and made it into a bigger thing for the meat. One way to get another use out of that. You could use that as a paddle. You could even hang it on the wall and use it as some kind of a picture frame or something. I love the cabinets. Really nice. Most of it is Hover Park stuff, but there's like a exile floor. These are travel posters for the cabinet doors. And then I think it's the metal crates, the handles on those. The only unfortunate thing is those things aren't exactly straight. They're kind of crooked, so it looks a little weird. But you work with what you get, what you got. And this is another entrance to it. They took that piece that we get, the cellar entrance, and they've made their own, which is nice. I was disappointed that the cellar entrance is actually solid. You can't actually go down inside it. Just would have been nice if you could have been able to use that a little differently. Again, it's a bookshelf with the door stuck on it to make it into a cabinet, you know, a little refrigerator thing. Roasting a lot of critters there. That's different. Hey, it's a noisy lot. Looks like some kind of fight club thing. That's interesting. So you got your two pillars making up the majority of the seating and the structure here. Got a little bit of a bar area. We got the entrance to the Fight Club area down there. You can pick your weapons. Just get stuck on the door. That's an interesting wine rack using the fancy bars. Wow, look at the bed. Now that's one way to use those feathered masks. That's a nice little approach there. I like that. Really looks lavish with all those feathers. But see, that's just those tiki masks that nobody likes to use, and then finding a fun way to use them. I like that a lot. The bathroom. Wow, look at the tub here. How snazzy that is. Looks like a Cassian dome turned upside down. Insert some glass. Guess that's a kitchen sink faucet, I'm not sure. Trimmed it with some other domes of the other sizes to thicken it up, kind of hide the bits you don't want seen, like the corners of the glass. It's a really nice little deal. Notice the stairs. It's just Cassian pillars, carefully lined up. I imagine, same way with the floor, that's all Cassian pillars. I imagine Katya's add-on probably helped with that. If not, then they did a fantastic job on their own. Okay, so this is the other side of the gladiator pit. This is probably where they make their bets on the fights. Go back down in here. Again, those are all Cassian pillars. It's one of my favorite pillars, in fact, the Cassian ones. They kind of go with everything. Woo! Kind of fell right in there. He's a big fella. He looks a little unfair. One's got a gun and one's got a sword. I don't know if that's a... I love the hanging chains as well because they have no collision, so it looks like it might, you know, cause some trouble. That's kind of disgusting, having a fight club and then... Guess this is where they have all of the guys pinned. I don't know, this is weird. There's the medical part. I think we came through here early. Maybe not. Starting to get a little lost in here. If you hadn't noticed. Okay, yeah, this is where we came in originally. I guess I just bypassed the whole thing. I like how they kept it ragged though. They didn't keep it all even. They just kind of... So it looks really ragged. Interesting. Now I don't know how to get out of here. Let's see. Where did we come in? Goodness. Maybe the other side. Yeah, let's see. But I think that's all of Shady Creek. Definitely some good ideas. I especially like the different, you know, buildings. The buildings always interest me. Because I'm not really good with architecture myself. And for a thing like this, you can kind of get away with not doing a lot of landscaping. Especially this particular theme where everything's supposed to be dead anyway, nothing grows, so you're not having to worry about too many trees and things like that. I mean, they've got a few, but it's nothing super out there. Because that's another one of my weak points, is I'm really horrible at landscaping. So the last house we're going to visit today is by misdiagnosis. Now their plot is more, I think it was more, it's a carnival, but it's got a little bit of Shades Eve touch to it as well, just because of the lighting and some of the decoration, as you will see. It's kind of creepy looking. So I guess it's like a creepy carnival. I don't know. But we've got a few carnival things on EU. Hey, Samson. Yeah, it's been a long, long time. How you doing? There's a few carnivals on EU side, but I think this is one you would definitely get some inspiration from if you're thinking about putting something like this together. Kind of creepy with the witches cooking their little lancing walk there. I like this little wagon thing. The little gypsy wagon. They got the tarot cards out, the little crystal ball. I mean, no carnival is really complete without the gypsy lady. See if I can get a good shot of the wagon itself. Basically just 2x4s, all pieced together with a lot of decor items. The lantern, string of lights. And since we don't have any true wagon wheels, yeah, it could be bones. I really can't remember. I just saw it and I wanted to see it up close. I thought you guys might enjoy it too. The wheels look a little cockeyed, but it's just nautical wheels being used as the wagon wheels. Not sure why the chandelier is hanging there. Excuse me. I like the little ticket booth. Housed by the 2 skeleton guys. Well, I'm sorry to hear about your finger. I know you messed it up just before I ended up getting sick. And know that it's... that weirdly, that's not good. So here we have a little WildStar carousel. I've done one of these myself, but not something so fancy. This is, it actually looks pretty nifty. Looks like either Exile or Cassian walls for the red going around. These appear to be the Hugel portraits, but pushed into where it's just the frame. Metal plate, metal bowl. And I think that's the protostar generator thing. There's a spiky gravestone thingy for the middle. Chains for the poles. And of course WildStar plushies. And Bizarro dancing off, riding them. Here we have shooting booth with targets. I like how they've used lighting to kind of accent those bits that they want you to kind of notice. It's unfortunate that it's so dark that it's hard to see the construction of the little booths themselves. These are all like 2x4s, metal edged wood. Some of it is like the staircase landing. The blinking eyes, I really can't remember what they're named specifically. I think one is sinister, one is wide. I think there's a cluster one where it's got like a group of eyes, that kind of thing. But yeah, they were for sale during Shades Eve. They're no longer on the vendor anymore. But... Oh, okay, this is the test your strength thing. You swing the mallet that he's holding here onto the button, and it goes zoop, and right up to the ding the bell. That's a clever way of doing that. This is just a little food vendor. Guess you're not supposed to go inside there. Excuse me. I feel like I'm gonna miss something because I don't know what they're doing there. That's questionable. Let's see. Trying not to get too off target here. There's so much to look at. Okay, let's look at this little booth. It's one of the pop balloon things. You throw your darts. I'm surprised they didn't actually use the playing darts. That would have been pretty good. I like how they position him just so that he's almost right on the money, just right. Let's see. I guess it's supposed to be one of those hay mazes kind of thing. I don't know. Here's her car. I remember that for sure. I think it was in front of the house in a different position though. I think a lot of this carnival bit has been added, especially for Shades Eve, so. Go here, what's this one? This is toss the ball to knock the cups over. It's really cute ideas, and notice the difference in the types of boosts. Some of them are a little more carnival-y looking than the others, with the striped way they've put the walls together. Really nice effort. Yeah, I think that's supposed to be like a hay maze kind of thing. Okay, I'm not sure what this is. What is this? Guess this is like a kind of a ride. I'm just gonna walk it. Of course, I guess I'm not supposed to. Well, crud. I'm gonna like so mess up here. So you go through fire to get to the other side. I'm so nervous. Another fire pit. Well, they really had fun with the fire streaks here. I guess it's supposed to be like the roller coaster kind of thing. interesting little deal. I like the decorations. These almost remind me of like those lifesaver rings or whatever. Interesting. A lot of those leaning creep trees. Of course, the Ferris wheel thing. We're not going to do any of these challenges that I am so terrible at. I managed to use a lot of fab kits in here and still have them look appropriate. Really nice fountain effects. Mine wasn't so creepy looking. I wish that it had been. But the car's really something pretty amazing. It's Dominion generators. I think that's a Dominion emblem kind of thing. Chua spotlights, the metal grate shelf, tires, of course, the fancy bars as the fenders. That's the leather sofa there. Plates for the, what do you call those things? Hubcaps. Oh, hush, Samson. I'm pretty bad, yes, I admit. I guess I'm probably shocked that I didn't fall down. Ergonomous keyboard, just the glass pane for the windshield. Really nice little combination. It's the Dominion comfortable bed for the seating. It fits. It's a good match of things. I mean, extra generators for the doors, but it's all similar colorings. There's lots of gold and that bluish gray. It all works really well. Throat is getting scratchy again. Okay, so that's funny. I got that piano underneath there, and just me walking over it causes it to play. That's pretty bad. So enter into the graveyard area. All kinds of headstones and things. Wow, this like just keeps going. I think this is where we come in. And go down this path. I really like, look how elaborate that construction is. A lot of Gothic pillars, Draken triangle pieces, Draken arches. I mean, this isn't just one arch, it's multiples to get that depth in there. That's just nuts. How many pieces that had to take to get that effect. Again, these are the pillars. Some nice layering. And even the stained glass windows, just changing up how those are together. Nice use of the datascape windows, give that creepy feeling. That's Definitely a great way to get a big bold effect. Okay, did I go down the right way? Okay. Let's just go to. Oops. Pardon me. I can get it from there. This might be another ride that I just missed. I don't know. Oop, I missed it. See, now Samson, I think he jinxed me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back up there. Oop. Really weird little thing. Whoa, almost ended right there, didn't I? And there I went. Gosh. I'm gonna stop here. It's a good view, sort of. If it wasn't for that barrier wall blocking. It's a good view of the house there. Okay, into the house itself, I think. I don't think there's anything else out here. Again, it's just good creepy feeling. If you're looking for inspiration of like haunted house type of thing, with the floating utensils and that kind of stuff. Sometimes I like coming to these places, not just because of the theme that they picked, but also to see how they divide up the house, because I always hear, especially new players, they'll come into a house and they'll go, how did you get all these different rooms? And coming to places like this and others helps you think, well, it doesn't have to be this one big space. It can be multiple floors, multiple rooms, and how you join them and how you position, you know, where does your kitchen go? Is it going to be on the bottom floor? Is it on the middle floor? The top floor? What other rooms do you have on that floor with the kitchen, you know? Sometimes people will put things together that I think are a little odd. Maybe they'll have the bathroom right next to the kitchen, which seems weird to me, but I still like coming and seeing, because like how they divided this up. You won't find this kind of arrangement just everywhere. Only unique to this place. I like the little baby room. A little baby room with baby headstones. That's creepy. Just lots of picket fence stuff for the crib there. Really nice bed arrangement. Just one big pillow, two little pillows, and then a wall. Make a kind of a blanket kind of thing. In there. One in there. Oh, this is the maze of posters. I will probably get lost in here. hate these things. You know, I list jumping puzzles and mazes on the must-see house list, but it's usually I visit them once, I see that they got something that resembles a maze, and I say, yeah, that's a maze, and I just don't even try and do it because I'm so bad. Oop, I made it. Shocking. I think that was it. Gosh. Still, a lot of stuff. Interesting, interesting stuff. So yeah, that's misdiagnosis carnival. A fun little deal. Really changed out the house compared to what it normally looks like. Did a really good job on that. Oh, Bones, you and your puns. So, I think we're gonna call it a day on this. Um, Hopefully I didn't cough too much. I'm still, like I said, taking cough syrups and stuff for that. It's been getting better, but it's just annoyingly hanging on. And hopefully it will be fully dissipated by the end of the week, if not sooner. If not by the end of the week, I'll probably have to go back to the doctor and say, give me something a little more strong to just finish it off, because I'm one of those that once I get to coughing, it's really hard to quit. Like becomes a habit or something. My throat just continues to stay irritated. Anyway, so that's it for the PTR. I will probably try and check around a little more in the next week. I don't know how long Winterfest is going to be available on the PTR. I imagine not much longer, because I think Shady they only had up for like for a weekend and a few days before that. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be the same with Winterfest. But if it's still up and I discover a few new things or whatever, then we'll come back and visit again. But if not, then we will probably go back to the Wild Ball Field. I haven't touched that place for like several weeks now, so I'm kind of not even sure where we left off. I think it was with the VIP rooms. I was thinking about adding some trophies, so we'll probably, not trophies, but trophy cases, uh, look into that and just finishing off a few details. It's kind of sad because even though the wild ball field is there and everything, of all the time that I've tried to promote it and mention it in the zone chat and things that I'm there, and if people want to come and check it out, they can. It really just hasn't uh, taken off, I guess is the words. Which is unfortunate. Not that, you know, I'm desperate for people to come to my plot per se, but I think it's really unfortunate that people aren't interested in checking out Katya's add-on and how that works, the game itself. Um, but I'm going to leave it up, and if people ask me about it, then I'm happy to tell them about it. I'll probably update the thread in the forums with some new pictures once we do a little bit more building, get some extra details in there. So I really want to dress it up to maybe help encourage people to come and check it out. But whether that becomes the thing or not, I don't know. With the holidays going on, and when we just had Shades Eve, and now we're getting ready to go into the winter holiday stuff, there's going to be a lot of people going on vacations and uh, uh, visiting family and everything, and things are probably going to quiet down a lot. So I don't really expect too much activity in that regard till after the new year probably. It's not that, I mean, I'm still going to be here and there's going to be a lot of people rummaging around, but I think it's just going to be, their priorities are going to be different. Um, once the Winterfest hits, then everybody's going to be wanting to uh, collect all of the items from there. So all of their time all of their game time is going to be dedicated to, you know, doing their dailies and probably rerunning that instance over and over to collect as much proto coin as they can. So people are going to be wanting to goof around with Wild Ball, but maybe um, if I'm brave enough and we I can figure out a good way to present it and maybe offer up some decent prizes. I might set something up for early next year, specifically for like a tournament or something. I'm not sure though. I really prefer somebody else to do that because I'm horrible at organizing those kind of sporty event things. But I just find it disappointing and sad that Katya was willing to send that over my way, and there's nothing's really come of it. Um, I'm not sure if Warseas ever started on the Dominion side one, but I hope they have at least a better reception to it uh, than I have so far. Um, I am already working on my main plot, but it's currently private, and I'm really kind of just enjoying quietly working without um, having to constantly uh, commentate what I'm doing. It's not that I mind that, but sometimes, especially with what I'm doing now, uh, I find it easier to concentrate and to come up with things without feeling like I'm having to perform or something. Um, but what I will do is once I reach a point that I'm comfortable and that I'm kind of at a good place with it, then I will explain what pieces I've used and why I used them and the problems I encountered and things like that. Um, no, well, I don't know. Maybe it's dirty secrets on my plot. It's just a project that I'm wanting to do something. You know, for the past year or more, I've pretty much just wiped my plot clear every time some new kind of fandangled idea pops into my head. I've had the winter plot, the tangled plot, um, the Shades Eve plot. I've had the Proto Putt Park, uh, just numerous amounts of themes, and I have fun doing them. But what I'm looking for is something a little more permanent, but in a way that I can change out certain parts of it, depending on maybe the season or uh, just my mood, if I want to try something different. And I have the CBDC plot on my alt where I try different ideas there, but in accordance with the challenge that we have going on in the guild. But because we've been extending a lot of those for, from 1 month to 2 months because some of my guildmates are requiring the extra time, uh, that's a little slower going. So I'm looking for other ways to be able to make excuses for myself to build little doodads here and there. And I think I have the perfect thing for me. So that's what I've been working on, trying to construct the main body of it. And then from there, we're going to fill it up with stuff. And I will explain more about that later, but it's not something I'll be streaming right now for a while, I don't think. I've just been enjoying, well, part of it is just, with me being sick for the last couple weeks or more, I've just kind of relaxed, spent, many more hours than I normally do goofing around in the housing, collecting materials, um, and experimenting with putting different things together. Because one of the things I really like to challenge myself with is uh, I try to use things, even the simplest of stuff, differently than what it's intended, or I like to customize it. Like if I have a cup, then I'm going to add a little decoration to it to make it my cup rather than just have the cup as it is. I can't do that with everything necessarily because it becomes the more detail you put in with that, the more your decor count goes up. And like I said, I'm already kind of concerned about that because I'm not even done with the structure yet, and I've already eaten up quite a bit of the decor count. So I'm worried about how much I'm going to have left to flesh it out. But we'll see how that goes. But I'm trying to do that with most things. Kind of like the house that I did, the secluded landing. Everything on that is basically custom built, except for maybe some of uh, the landscaping. But even then, it's thinker heads, but they're like enlarged and sunk, so you don't see that it's a head. It's used as a giant rock kind of thing. So I'm really aiming to do as much customization as I can, and that takes uh, a lot of time, but it's also, I'm will get I'll have an idea in my head and I'll get stuck on that idea and I may go for a few days before I actually put something together because I'm just struggling to figure out how I want to put it together. But so yeah, we'll come up with other things that we'll work on. I do want to do a similar thing like I did in the past where we did a kind of like a workshop thing where we talked about like I think it was birthday parties, how we might put together some gifts for that and cakes and things. And I think I'd like to do the same. I think we did one as well for fall decorations. I'd like to do another one for Winterfest stuff. Mostly I'll probably be going over some of the ideas I've had in the past, like with the candy canes being made out of the soda cups. A lot of people seemed taken with those kind of details, and I think we'll re-explore those ideas um, and play around with putting together a few things, and that will probably tide us over until I eventually open up my main plot. But in the meantime, we still have Wednesday house tours to do. And if I come across any new homes on the PTR that I might want to tour, we'll do some bonus tours as well. But I think that'll be it. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to be streaming every day through the week. Uh, there have been uh, things like with the sickness and just real life stuff coming up that has made it kind of tough for me to schedule around it. I'm going to try, but I'm not going to promise. For sure, though, we will do the Wednesday thing. I'm adamant about sticking with that as best I can. I'll probably have to be on my deathbed not to show up. But but yeah, it's good to be back. I'm glad folks are still interested in watching, and I've been really overwhelmed with the comments that I get, just random things on like the forums and stuff where people will say, "Well, I saw your video and it made me want to do this," and or it inspired me to come back to the game. That really means a lot to me. I appreciate that for those that have brought that to my attention. It's always surprising because I tell my husband while I do this all the time, I really feel like I'm mostly just a handful of people that even know that I do this. Um, uh, but uh, it's uplifting to know that apparently I'm affecting more than the ones that are just regularly visiting and stuff. So that means a lot to me, and I appreciate it. Again, I appreciate all the follows, the tweets. Um, I think a lot of people have noticed that when I tweet, usually if I'm retweeting something, it's always housing related. once in a blue moon I'll throw something else in there, but it's generally housing stuff. So if you've got, house, photos or something that, and you want me to retweet it, feel free to tag me in there because I love retweeting what people are working on, what they think about housing, that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, uh, I think that's going to be it for today. I appreciate you guys dropping by. It was good to see Samson. I hadn't seen him in a while. But hope you guys have a good day, and we'll see you around. Bye bye.